All right, Alfred Taliaferro, Mr. Taliaferro TV. All right, we're going to try to do something very quickly. I'm going to give you a little backstory on what the hell is going on, and then we'll get into exactly what is transpiring or going to transpire, all right? Jason Whitlock, all right? This is a guy that formerly worked at ESPN, now at Fox, FS1. He's a writer there, a columnist there, and he's also, his biggest job right now is that he has his own radio segment, and he's on a show that I watch every day, Speak for Yourself, right? That's hosted by him and Colin Cowherd. I like Speak for Yourself. It's one of my favorite shows on television. I watch a lot of it on YouTube. Jason Whitlock been doing this a long time. I will say this: Jason Whitlock has gotten a lot of coonery remarks in his career. This is somebody who said Serena Williams has underachieved, and other very critical remarks of athletes like Serena and LeBron James, just like a lot of people. But to say Serena Williams has underachieved, that sounds quite ludicrous to me. A lot of people in the black community believe he's a coon. Be honest with you about it. I don't know if I want to go that far, because I don't want to ever defame someone's character. You talking about saying somebody doesn't represent the black community? I have a responsibility for my audience to give my truth, even when my audience doesn't want to hear the truth. My responsibility is always to be consistent with my truth, and I think that's why my people come to me for news like this, right? So when you talk about the word coon, yes, Jason Whitlock has had some moments when I've been like, my brother, that just ain't the right thing to say. That's you can have your own opinion, but do you really believe that? Do you really stand on that? And this Lavar Ball situation, it's a very complex one. I'll get into Charlemagne in a second. Let me break this down to you guys. Lavar Ball has been coming on FS1 for quite some time now. I think this is fourth time in the last 2 months. Talk about his son, Lonzo Ball. Kind of forget that his son should be the story in all this. To promote his brand, Big Baller brand, everything. He's had to defend his shoes, his son's shoes, everything. And FS1 keeps bringing him on the program. They keep bringing him on, and he keeps Lavar Ball keeps finding ways to be more entertaining. What did you think was going to happen? So Jason Whitlock and Kristine Lee, the one that Lavar Ball has been going at, we went at yesterday. Everybody's been talking about on social media and everywhere in the world. Jason Whitlock and Kristine Lee said some very off-the-wall remarks about what they think about Lavar Ball and how he is raising his kids, Kristine especially. Here's my job, all right? I talk about athletes, rappers, whatever. I critique them. I don't get the right to tell them how they have to respond to me, because I have a platform to talk about them. They don't sit up and talk about me. I don't get that right to tell them how they get to respond to anything that I've said about them. I don't get that right. They get to respond to me just with the same energy that I had towards them if I disagree with their stance or whatever they did or how they played. They get that right too in return. So Lavar Ball, he gave Kristine and Jason Whitlock that same energy that they gave him. Pretty much that's what it was. That's what it is. Kristine was talking about how she would never rock the Big Baller brand shoes, and how his son, they don't have a voice. They got to sit there and, well, that's pretty rough to me. Jason Whitlock has never been a fan of Lavar Ball. I mean, it is what it is. It's where we at with it right now. And Lavar Ball gave him the same energy. He went clean off. He wouldn't talk to Kristine. And he told Jason Whitlock he should only be focusing on snacks and not sports. Break it up today. Charlemagne the God gave Kristine Donkey of the Day. Jason Whitlock did not like that. He was like, what Charlemagne is doing, comparing Kristine to Emmett Till, which I did think was a reach. I thought that was a reach from Charlemagne. I get where he was going with it, but Emmett Till, I just don't like bringing that up. Like, yes, there was some privilege in Kristine, the way she talked about Lavar and Lonzo when she did, but Emmett Till, that's a little bit too much for me. Yes, Kristine gotta be able to take that. If you can give it out, I think this was her first moment where somebody dished it back to her. And I get that whole premise of, man, Kristine represents something in America that black men are scared of. A white, privileged, young, attractive woman. it is something that black men have always been scared of. It's a track record of that. I get it. I get that part of it. Do I think he could have chilled out with Lavar could have chilled out with the stay in your lane and the hand movement? Yeah, he could have found a better way. But I get not wanting to talk to her. We don't get to police how somebody feels about them when we critique them on a day-to-day basis. Charlamagne gave him donkey today. Jason didn't like it. He's like, I don't like where you taking this. This is not that. Jason acknowledged that Charlamagne has a huge platform. Pretty much Jason said, I'm going to deal with him. So I guess people at this point want to know what I think about all this. I didn't get to check what Jason said on Speak For Yourself. The video will probably come out later. I want to go ahead and get this out in the atmosphere, but I will say this. I don't have a great deal of information on Jason. I used to check him out on Pardon the Interruption, and of course I checked out his articles growing up. His opinion at Speak For Yourself, it ain't just been the most favorable opinion for me. What he stood for, I don't really agree with anything. Pretty much anything he says, I never really agree with his stance on anything. But I respect that he has that opinion. And when you talk about Charlamagne, I get to see, right, the good that he's doing. Maybe that's just because Charlamagne has a bigger platform. Maybe it's because Charlamagne's going through urban radio. But I tend on these situations to side with somebody who's shown me that it's more than just me talking. I actually do for my people. Now, I can actually get on this radio and talk crazy all I want. But at the same time, I'll go make a book and try to inspire my people. I'll go donate to a black-owned bank. I'll go give my time to my city. I'll go give somebody like, I was just listening to his podcast today, Academics, an interview when Academics was first starting off. And you know, pretty much empower my people and put people on my loudspeakers network or whatever you have it. I've seen Charlamagne empower his people. I've seen him empower politicians, everything. And I haven't seen that same energy with Jason Whitlock. So he claims to be a man of the black people, the real of our culture, and like he's talking about Muhammad Ali and criticizing Colin Kaepernick, and he's saying he's nowhere close to a Muhammad Ali. I just ain't seeing enough positive in Jason Whitlock for me to respect anything that he has to say on anything dealing with black people. I'm sorry. Maybe it's the social media era. Maybe we just don't see it publicized. I don't see enough that he's doing to have that cachet in the culture. So maybe you might look at Jason Whitlock and give him your respect and be like, he's the one I see on TV every day. I tend to side with people that I see doing for my people, not just criticizing my people with nothing in return to give to my people. That's just my opinion. You don't have to like it. Just a perspective. Alfred Taliaferro, Mr. Taliaferro TV, sum it up here. Jason Whitlock says he's going to deal with Charlemagne the God on his show because he don't like where Charlemagne took this whole Kristine Lavar Ball situation. Tell me what you think. Comment responses below. Thank you for the time, love, support. Don't take it for granted. Salute. I'm out. If you're looking to book me for an interview video or by phone, if you're looking to have your music or your skill featured on my daily podcast, if you're looking to book me for a speaking engagement to help motivate some kids, if you're looking to have me rock some of your clothing to help promote your brand, make sure you hit me up at booking@itsmrtaliaferro.com. Again, that's booking@itsmrtaliaferro.com.